the things I do for you people. Like, let's just start the episode. It's 3:25 p.m. Let's get down to business. Okay, so right off the bat, I know what you're thinking. Oh, the time teller's doing clickbait. This says Sealand on the dial. This isn't an Invicta. Well, just wait, all right? Because I assure you, this is, in fact, an Invicta, and here's why, all right? In 1879, a man named Frederick Sealand decided to quit his job, but it wasn't just any job that he quit. You see, Mr. Sealand was initially the American manager of IWC watches. So in 1896, after he quit IWC, he registered SWC, which signified Sealand Watch Company. In 1902, he changed it to Judith & Co. And then in 1913, it was Sealand Watch Co. And then finally, in 1937, it became Invicta SA, and its official relationship with Invicta began. Now, this is all kind of convoluted, it's kind of moving around everywhere, especially because you'll see Sealand watches from after 1937 that still say Sealand instead of Invicta. So this watch right here, this chronograph, dual register, it has a Landron 48 Swiss-made hand-wind movement that's signed by Sealand, and of course the dial says Sealand. And this is a perfect example of one of these later Sealand watches from the 1940s. Now, you can see, I'm going to be moving the watch around in a moment. This watch I absolutely fell in love with, okay? From the second I saw it, it has a light colored dial, beautiful texturing on the dual register subdials. You'll see that it has blued hands that just kind of perfectly hold that custard patina from the radium, and then of course it has some puffy Arabics around the side. That's also custard radium patina, or radium loom I should say. It just looks incredible. It looks amazing, looks very, very vintage, but surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, this watch is still incredibly solid. So let's go ahead, put it on the wrist. We'll talk about kind of its unique function, how it feels, and just, you know, we'll go over some of its little charm. All right, here it is, this 36 millimeter Sealand chronograph on my 7.5 inch wrist. Now guys, the proportions on this watch are incredible. I wish they'd make more 36 millimeter chronographs nowadays. You know, this watch, it's big enough to be functional, right? Like the dial isn't so tight that the subdials are obstructed, that you can't really use the chronograph. It's totally large enough to be functional. It's large enough to be a chronograph, but it's not so big that it's clunky or cumbersome. Now, speaking of the functionality, although the dial layout is very, very intuitive, if you haven't had a watch with a Landron 48 movement, it might be a little bit confusing and you might initially think this watch is broken, but it's not. Check it out. So to start the chronograph, you're going to use the top pusher, okay? That's normal, everybody knows that. However, to stop it and reset it, you use the bottom one. So to stop it, boom. To reset it, boom. That's a little bit different. We're used to starting and stopping with the top one and then clearing it with the bottom one. That's a little bit funky. It's you know, something to get used to. So you start it with the top one, you stop it, and then clear it with the bottom one. But again, once you know that, you'll never forget it. So guys, here I am. I'm trying to make the blue hands dance in the light for you guys. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm an absolute sucker for light colored dials with blued hands. It looks amazing. And I'm just realizing how unique this watch is. Again, 36 millimeter chronographs are not common, and these Sealand chronographs are not at all common. You know, you see vintage Invictas, you don't see vintage Sealands, especially with the signed Sealand Landron movement. It's just, it doesn't happen very often. So I'm very happy to say this watch was chilling at the time teller shop for like a few hours before it got snagged. So this watch is going to a very happy home. Another collector is going to wear this and enjoy it and have a good time. This is a great watch to have in your collection. A very, very unique, rare watch to have in your collection with a really cool history. And again, it is very healthy. Listen to that click. Again, these buttons, you just have to get used to. You start it, then you stop it, then you clear it. Very cool watch. I wish modern companies would make simple, elegant 36mm chronographs for us nowadays, but doesn't look like it's happening, so we're gonna have to rely on some micro brands for that. But yeah, guys, if you want to find some really nice vintage watches like this with a 1-year warranty, professionally serviced, then please head over to thetimetellershop.com. I got a bunch of watches over there that are incredibly cool, just like this one. Unique, interesting, and again, professionally serviced, healthy, authentic, good to go with a 1-year warranty for honest, affordable prices. Don't miss out, guys. I try to restock the shop every week, so just go there, check it out. We've got a bunch of cool things there. If you want to support the channel and you know, you're tired of the Time Teller shop, then check out the Amazon store. We got a bunch of modern watches there, and watch straps, and watch toolkits, and watch winders. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Okay, and if you haven't hit the bell icon, hit the bell icon. I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday with a live stream Q&A every single Saturday, and you do not want to miss out, so that bell icon lets you get notified so you can join in on the fun. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for supporting me and everything I'm trying to do here at the Time Teller channel. You rock. Again, the Amazon shop, the Time Teller shop. I love you guys. Yeah, having a whole lot of fun playing with these vintage watches. You know, I started the Time Teller shop just as an excuse to pick up all these really cool vintage watches, but don't tell Connie that, okay? Don't tell her. Anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share this with other watch collectors, other people you think would enjoy this. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Always remember, I didn't invent time, I just tell it. Again, you start it, you stop it, and you clear it. Very, very cool. So simple. Real quick, if you enjoyed this episode, then do not worry, the fun doesn't need to stop here. Check out these recommended episodes that are going to be popping up on the screen anytime now. Also, take a moment, check out my brand new channel, the Time Away channel. It's where I talk about everything outside of the watch world, some of my other collections, some of my other hobbies. And if you're not interested in any of that, don't worry, just stay right here and I will see you right here. Because I never leave. I am trapped inside of this camera. Okay, I'm gonna actually flip the camera over. That was gross, you heard me cracking my knuckles.